Ambition. You've got it, but sometimes you lose it, and sometimes it's left the building. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to re-inspire your ambition. Hi, I'm Dill Ward, CEO of Women with Moxie International Network, a global community of inspired women who want to connect to a bigger world to grow together in life and business. In today's episode, we are talking all things ambition, having it, losing it, finding it, and running wild with it. When I think about ambition, I sometimes just get right into this rah, rah, yeah, we all have it. We all have a million ideas and we want to get things done. But the more I thought about it, I realized, God, so often do I just completely lose it. Sometimes I just have no ambition at all. And I'm like, where did it go? And so I decided to crowdsource this topic and conversation to go out into the community and say, what do you do when you lose your ambition, and how do you re-inspire yourself? So today I'm going to give you 3 tips from really cool women who, after talking to them about this topic, I realized, gosh, we're not alone in this. If you feel this way, just know you are not alone. The women out there in the world, they feel the same thing. So first I consulted with Shannon Lee. And Shannon had great things to say. I'm going to look at my notes here because she had just so many great things to say. We talked about how sometimes we have motivation to do something outside of an arena that we're comfortable in. And the thing is that in one arena, we may be like top dog, big fish, and feel completely, just ready to take on anything. And then that ambition and that motivation tips us into a different thing, that we just step out of the water of comforts and we go into this unknown territory. And then fear just bubbles up and starts to kind of attack us. And one of the tips that she gave us that I think is really powerful is that when fear is stopping you, when fear is kind of blocking you from doing that thing that you know you need to do to get to the next level, that you should pause and revisit your why. Revisiting your why to why are you doing it at all? Why are you doing anything, right? And just kind of maybe you don't even know your why. Maybe it's a great time to discover your why. But wow, what a powerful tip to take fear and just twist it around and discover your why and let that be the fuel and passion for doing this next big thing, to harness and go wild with that ambition. And then I talked to Jacqueline Nichols, and she had a great twist on this too. She said, sometimes when we're so ambitious, we're doing so many different things, we have to pause and prioritize our focus, right? Because if you're trying to do everything, you might end up doing nothing. And then in nothing, you might get so overwhelmed and you might start to really criticize yourself and beat yourself up. But she and I also would like to just give you permission to sometimes it's okay. Losing your ambition is okay because something is telling you that you need to recalibrate. So, one way to boil this down is Jacqueline Nichols says, prioritize your focus and figure out what it is that's important to you right now and just do that. And then I talked to Melissa Mattern, who also gave me some fantastic advice, who said, sometimes you have to put on a different lens and look at what you're doing with just a different eye. And she had a couple great stories that really illustrated how she examined in her life that shifting the lens and shifting the way you're looking at things can really be powerful in finding the solution or overcoming or figuring out what's making you withdraw or being unhappy. And what I really liked that she said was that sometimes, one little thing happens, and in that we can start to really attack ourselves. First, it's like, oh, this thing isn't working and I don't like that. Oh, I must be no good. Oh, maybe I shouldn't even do that. And like the self-sabotage and the spiral of criticism just comes on so quickly. But if we shift our lens and we just look at it a little bit differently, how much brighter and blossoming it looks. So, gosh, 3 powerful tips. I want to thank these ladies because, I do know a lot about things in the world, but I love finding out what other people think and feeling what other people feel about these situations that I know we all experience. And maybe you haven't lost your ambition right now. Maybe you're going wild with it. But one thing I do know is all the highs, sometimes they bring the lows. And in those lows, you need some cheerleading. You need to be reminded. You need to know that you're not alone and that other people experience this. So don't forget, revisit your why, prioritize your focus, and put on a different lens and look at things a little differently. And that's how you'll do it. You'll re-inspire your ambition and it will just shoot right back into you and you'll be back to doing all the great things that you're meant to do. I want to invite you to engage with us this month. We've got lots of great things going on that will dive deeper into this conversation about ambition. We've got a webinar coming up. We have an event. And I really want you to join us in this conversation and having fun because I believe, and I tell you this all the time, I believe this, you are one introduction away from everything you want. So keep your heart and your mind open because the contacts that you come across, especially in this network, could change your life forever.